Right here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy. Hello. Hello. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey? Good boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Right here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy. Hello. Hello. How you doing? How you doing? Hey? Good boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Right here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very, very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa, dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Can a little guy, give me my little boy,
Who have you got here? Tom's in the house. Terry's in the house. Maui Lynn is here. What's going on here? We've got all sorts of things going on. Welcome on in, people. Hope you're having a good weekend or had a good weekend. Grey Dog, thank you for the resub. 45 months, my goodness. Is it that soon? Who else have we got? Maui Lynn with a resub as well. Thank you very much. Finally you make it. Yes, indeedy. Thank you very much for dropping in, guys and girls. We've got some stuff going on. So we've got to cut a hole in this guy today. We've got that. We've put our beautiful little inlaid rosette there. So we'll give you a closer look at that. Today we're going to work on the bracing for this guy. So we've got the back. We're going to cut a hole in that soundboard and we're going to get the back braced up, glued up. And we're going to also have a look at that telly and see how far away that is from being put together. Might need another coat on the edges. We'll see how we go, but we've got lots of work to start with. Put my glasses on so I can read this better. Whew. Thanks for the resin. The resub. Yes, we know what you mean, I think. Okay, let's switch cameras. Let's get straight into it. Guys and girls, we have no time to lose. There it is. There's our workbench. Let's fix that camera up. Right about there. Okay, cool. So, we're going to work on this guy. We're going to work on this guy. First things first, let's get the bracings done for this guy. So that's our inner side. That's our outer side there. Got Queensland maple and we've got a little bit of cypress for the spine. It's a nice little thin piece, about 1/8 of an inch by about 1/2 inch thick, and that's going to run down there. We're going to trim that guy up, run that down the middle there, and we're going to then sit this Queensland maple bracing. We're going to cut that to size. There's going to be 4 arms, one across the belly here, one across the big fat back side, like so. One in the belly here, like so. One in the waist, like so. And one up here near the head, like so. So we're going to get 4 pieces measured out and cut out. Then we're going to glue them down, and then next time we come around to the stream, we're going to be shaping those and getting those guys voiced so that we've got the back voiced, and then we'd have to do the same to the top. different pattern, of course. But let's get started by measuring out these guys. So let's measure out a little bit of overhang. We are cutting a notch in these guys, so we're not too fussed. I'm going to mark these out. One there. Just going to baseline that here. Baseline. Measure that and just keep them equidistant, just to make it look good. Technically, there's a couple of areas these need to sit in. This should be about 5 inches. It is 5 inches. 4.5, that's good enough. 4.5 there, 4.5 here. We need one at 4.5, which is there. We need one at 4.5, which is in the waist. And then 4.5 up here. And of course, the block goes in here. So there's two functions of the bracing. Primarily, you've got a spine down the middle, and the spine is a lot thinner than the braces. It's very thin, as you can see. The spine covers up and brings that glued edge together, binds that in there, locks it in, gives us some stability and stiffness down the body so it doesn't bulge or buckle under any humidity changes, but also stops that join line from opening or closing again through to humidity. Some guitars you can actually see a little bit of light through there eventually because they do move a little bit, and sometimes it can pull apart under tension. If you apply tension in the right conditions, it could move a little bit. So what we do is we bind it with a spine that stiffens the board up, gets it, feeling nice and rigid, and keeps the shape. More importantly, there is a slight bulge in the back, very slight bulge. I think it's a 15-foot radius. And we do that by controlling the bend in this wood here, which has got a very slight, I've actually sanded, it's got a very slight bow through there, very, very tiny bow. But when we glue that down, it's going to actually keep that slightly bowed. But what we do here is we want to line that up. Obviously, we'll cut the excess off. And then we're going to cut these braces and fit them over the top, notch them, and fit them down over the top, glue everything down, put it away, work on the top. So we've started measuring these guys out. Let's measure these guys out some more. I'll start again now. So I'll measure this guy properly. Now that we know where it's going, okay, that one's marked. We're going to measure the next one. That's going to go to roughly just a little bit of overhang. We will trim that back there, and that can go and keep that piece for something else. We'll grab a saw and cut that up in a minute. That's going to be 1, that's going to be 2. We need 3 and 4 now. Grab another piece. Here's the nipple. grab our saw, give them a fine cut. Then we'll line it all up and start gluing things in place. I need to trim this guy down, so let me just get a good measurement on this guy. Trim him down. Okay. Given that there's a block in the tail and a block in the neck, we don't need to have this go all the way down. In actual fact, we've got to cut that excess off. So that goes, and that goes. Any questions? Let's check the chat. There's an ad in 25 seconds. New studio setup coming along. How's the new studio setup coming along? Who are we talking to? I cannot read. I cannot see. I need to get to the chat. How do I get this guy going? Let me read the chat. Okay, here we go. Karen Day's my name. Oh, it must be her new studio. Karen, what is going on? Thank you very much, Karen. Good shout out for Kazoo. Wee! How you all doing? Shooters in the house too, Shoots. What's going on, brother? Good to see you as well. And thank you very much. And Merry Christmas to you as well, my friend. And thank you for that resub. Nearly 3 years, 34 months. Pretty good. Karen, what is going on? Taking a break from laying flooring. Well, that's a good thing, I think, Karen. It's going great. Absolutely. Or be in the house. Is that man in the house? Surely he's in the house. Let's get a saw. Let's cut some things. Do we want to cut some things? Shinto time. Shinto time. Nothing like a good Shinto. There's our inlay. You can see that guy all inlaid in there. We've got to cut this hole out. A little bit of glue in there, but that's okay. That'll go once we cut that out and sand that. That's come up nicely. It'll be pretty once it's all complete. I'm going to move this around. Take the backing board away. Grab this guy up here. Let's cut this to size, shall we? Makes very light work. Cuts it like butter. Like butter. Let's cut our braces as well. Sizing, here we go. Number 2. Like butter. I tell you, like butter. That's number 1. That should be the right size. So number 1, number 2. Let's do 3 and 4. That can go. Keep that aside. Use that in the other brace on the other top soundboard. This is for the back. Piece number 3 is a little bit shorter. It goes through the waistline. Where is it? Right there. Is that right? I think it is. Yes, it is. Just double check that 3. Yep, that's the one. And 4, lucky last. Got him. Put that away. 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4. Beautiful. Bravo. We have it done. Like and so. Make sure these are right. Yep. Okay. And now we're at the part of the show where we need to actually do something constructive with these little mothers. So we need to put this stuff down. We need to glue these things in place. So first things first, I need to get this glued down and clamped, and then I'm going to mark where I need to cut those notches in here so that I can notch over the top of this guy. So let's grab our back again. Pretty. Bada bing, bada bow. Bada bum, bada boo. Badoo, badoo. Okay, that's going there like so. So I'm just going to clamp that down for a minute. Are we going to clamp it down for a minute, Terry? Yes, we are. Oops. Clamp it. Jed, clamp it. Just keep that guy in place for now. So I can measure out where I need these guys cut out. So, sits like so. Mark out the notches. Number 2. Numero 3. Numero 3. And lucky last, this little sucker, number 4. Like so. Okay, now that we've marked that out, I need to now notch these. So I've got to transpose that to the other side. There. So I need to cut down across there, and I need to cut down, how far down? I think it's about an eighth, just over an eighth of an inch, maybe 3.5 millimeters. I'm going to measure the thickness of this guy. It's 3.9. I'm going to go 4 mil. I'm going to go 4 mil down. Okay, hang on. What have I done? What have I done here? That's the top. That's the bottom. Doofus. Doofus. Measure 4 millimeters down, which is exactly halfway. The line and cut to there. Perfecto. Right, grab our saw. Grab our chisels. Cut another line down the middle. with that little file. Fibers out of there. Any bumps. So, test that fit. Wonderful. Beautiful. Nice and flush. And you can see that that's nice and level in there. Cuts in there nicely. Sits flat. That's what we want. Nice and flat. Both parts glued down, surfaces down. Do that to each and every one of those. Okay, what do we got? Doofus, Terry, that's me. Glue it up, clamp it up. Terry, we're not there yet, but yes, I see where you're going with it. I see where you're going with it, young lady. Okay, we need to cut this guy down, so let's move these markings down to here. And across to the back side. And we want to go down halfway. So we want to go down halfway, which is here. Halfway here. Wonderful. Let's slice it up. Oops, I've marked them wrong. Hang on. That's right. There. Okay. Alrighty then. So, clean that little rebate up a little bit. Where's that file gone? Did I do that file? Here it is. Beautiful. Neat. Nice and neat. Okay. Next. 2 out of 4. 2 more to go. Okie dokie. Let's see. It's this side up. So it's on this side down. So we cut it here. Hang on a second. What have I got here? Ooh. That's good enough. That way. So cut that guy. Cut that guy. Halfway. Halfway. Alrighty then. Push these out. Da-dung. Da-dung. Almost clean as a whistle, just a little brush. Lovely. Another notch done. And lucky last. Lucky last. Let's do this. So we cut this side. Let's move that marking down. Saw it up. There's something very therapeutic about cutting little rebate and butt joints. Did I say butt joints? I did indeed. Little butt joints. They're wonderful. Nice. Nice. Okay, so we're good to go. That's all set. So let's see about gluing some of this up. Rightio, first things first, we need to get this guy down. Get the bow side. It's this side here. Go like that. Right there. Get some glue. Terry, where's our glue? There is a... Give me a second, guys. I've got to get set up. I have to get set up. Okay, I'm probably going to put that on the floor. That's good. No, that's fine. I'll glue this up here. Okay, got our glue. Let's get some glue on this guy. Let me catch up with the chat. Let's catch up with the chat. What are we all doing? Terry's laughing her head off. Tom missed something. Cat was bleeding your leg. What the heck is going on there, I must add, I must say. All sorts of shenanigans. Lurk meetings, you do that, my friend. Now, if we move up and down here, what do we see? Aha! Doofus, I'm getting a weird noise on my end. Okay, there is a weird noise. Is it a humming like a fan? Because it could be the computer fan kicking in. See you, Shoots. Okay, I'm getting a weird noise. Yeah, I think it was, something. I might have wiggled something, but yeah, I think it's okay. I can't hear anything from this end. Seems all right. Anyway, you tell me if there's any other funny shenanigans going on. Do we have a shenanigans command? Merry Christmas. Mav is in the house. Mav, what's going on? Merry Christmas to you, my friend, too. I will be on leave from the 22nd of December to the 6th of January. I still will be streaming, though, more frequently during that period. I'll probably do 3 a week. When I hit the wood with the chisel. Ah! It could have been the wood squealing with pain. Let's get some glue on here. Let's glue this stuff down. And I'm just going to tape it down and then weigh it down and put it away. And then we'll start working on the other bracings and what have you. Just get this spread evenly. Not too thinly, just a nice even coat. Good coverage. Make sure every bit of that surface is glued up. Drop this guy down. Centered. Gotcha. Glued. Gotcha. Gotcha. Right there. Wipe these marks up. Grab some tape that down just to hold it in place temporarily, then we're going to weigh that down. Just to stop it from moving, wiggling about. Okay, that's going to hold it in place. Just wipe that excess glue out of there. Nice and neat. You can always use a chisel later to get the rest of that glue out. There's going to be a little bit more coming out as we squeeze that guy down. Now we're going to put these guys over the top. Like so. We're going to glue these in place as well. Like so. Put the first one down, a little bit of glue. Little dollop in the joint as well. Pop it down, right in position. Wiggling around a little bit. Okay, good. A couple of pieces of tape just to hold that guy in position so it doesn't wiggle away too much. There we go. It's pretty good. Next, is this guy right there. Glue it up some more. Lisa's in the house. What is happening, Lisa? It's a fan. Yeah, there is a fan. It's kicking in and out. It's this little unit that I use. It is quite loud, the fan. It's a powerful little guy. So there's a lot of what have you heat generated from the video, from the frame rate. Because the video's been really good, you might have noticed, compared to what we had last year with the old crappy laptop that was dying. Do you agree, Terry? Give me a 1 if you think the video quality has improved somewhat because of this new system with the graphics card. Give me a 2 if you think I'm talking out of my back orifice. And give me a 14 if your name is Mav. Basically. Ooh, Jerry's in the house. Mr. Jerry DC, ACDC. What's happening, Jer? We're bracing up some acoustic stuff. Getting these main braces down onto the back. Positioning them before we cover that, put some pressure on there. They're already shaped. As long as we get the pressure right, we'll be good to go. I'm just going to capture this guy. Hold it in place so it doesn't slide around too much. So. And one on this side. I have got a little line here. I'm gauging a little liney thingy bob. There we go. Just to hold it in place. Let's wipe some of this excess. Number 3. Right there. And number 4 will go across. Well, that's number 3 there. Wrong one. There we go. Beautiful. Rightio. So, Hoodie in the house. The Hood is in the house. How are you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. You guys are on fire today. We've got a few people on here doing the good deeds and helping us out. Thank you for the gifted sub earlier, Lynn, too. I appreciate you for that. You are such a source of inspirational support. You're our best Hawaiian person on this chat. You're probably our only Hawaiian person, but you're still the best. That's all that counts in the end. Bit of glue on this guy. Get some coverage. Nice and even. Don't skimp on it, but don't be over enthusiastic either. We've got to try and keep it even and neat. Pop that in line. Pressure that from the middle down till it gets a squeeze. There we go. It's in line. And that is pretty much going to hold there. Tape that down just to keep it in position while we maneuver things. I like that word, maneuver. Just to stop it from being knocked about, as the our Canadian friends would say. As the Hanks of this world would say. What is Hank doing, by the way? I actually chatted to him a little while ago, not a long time ago, a couple of weeks ago. Said hello, said we'd do a rant stream just for fun, for old time's sake. Who's up there for a rant stream? Who's keen for a rant stream? Give me a 1 if we want a rant stream. Do we miss our rants? There's a lot to rant about, let me tell you. 1. Terry's always up for a rant. I know Willie's up for a rant. Van Whalen would be up for a rant if he wasn't up a tree. Terry, did you like that wombat video I sent you? The one where the wombat thinks he's a dog and he's lying down getting belly scratches and he loves it? You're so looking forward to the rant stream. Well, I've got to see what Hank's up to, man. He's busy doing stuff, but, you know, he's gone a bit AWOL. That's okay. We've all got our things to deal with. I get it. It's not a huge deal. It's not a bad thing. Each to their own, and each has to do stuff. We all have to do stuff. That's the last piece there for the back. I'm going to weigh this guy down in a minute, so just strap him in. place. Like so. Eh. Okay. And I'm going to use this guy here to wipe this excess. Squeeze up. Put this on top. And I'm going to take this and compress that with some clamps around the edges. Clamps, Terry, clamps! Just going to keep it in place. I use this sandwich technique. Some people use bars and rods and apply pressure by putting bars down onto each individual wood. I find that every time I do that, things move and I lose half the bars because I'm a bit of a doofus. But what I do is clamp this guy down like so. Put two in here as well. Across those beams. Like so. And then I'll go and sit that on a table. I'll put a weight in the middle to keep it all down. Okay, so we've got that guy braced up. There's the front of it. I'm going to put some spirits on there because I don't know if you've seen how beautiful this thing looks. Let me show you the color of this, especially someone like Jerry who may not have seen it. It's a commission building. Yes, it is. It's for a customer. Splash a little bit of spirits on there. Give you an idea of what that's going to look like once it's all wet. I don't want to put too much on there because we've got that glued up. Okay, so you can see the flame and the color of that guy. All right, that's going to be the back. Once it's oiled, it's going to pop like that, right? So let's move this guy aside. I'm going to give this guy a bit of weight. I've got a nice couple of pieces of nice chunky pieces of wood on there. I'm just going to put one more piece on there. There we go. Let that glue up. Okay, next step, we're going to cut a hole now. Who wants to cut a hole? Let's get coal. Let's get a hole cutting. I'm going to use the Dremel rather than my little hand cutter. Huh! The first application to finish on wood. Tom, isn't that the magic? You just see the first application. That first coat, and it all comes to life. And you go, wow, I didn't even know it was going to look like that. I mean, I knew, but when you see it for the first time, it's awesome. It's awesome. So now what I'm going to do is grab the Dremel. I'm going to use the Dremel to cut a hole in this guy. Okay, I want to get the hole done. Then we can measure from the back measure up where the main brace is going to go across the top. We're going to V that guy and get those cross braces in there, and a couple of other braces in particular locations. But first things first, let's cut the hole out, get this guy finished off, and you'll see that guy. If I just wet that guy, you'll see how I won't wet it now. What I'll do is I'll switch cameras and we'll get started on this guy here. We've got to cut the rest of this guy out. So Dremel, I've got you here somewhere. Here we are. I've got the cutter already in there. I'm going to pop that guy out. Go. And again, with great success, I'm going to use this wonderful little circle cutter jig that keeps my Dremel where it needs to be. So we'll pop this guy in, and that's pretty much it. Measure this guy out. I know where the line marking is. I've marked the line. It's already, there is a fine cut already there. I need to now just get this adjusted and adapted properly. So I'm going to pop this pin in the middle to get a reference. I'm going to move this guy ever so slightly in, keep it loose until I hit that spot there. Whoopsie daisy, what am I doing here? That's fine. Okay, tighten that up and have a little dig around there, see if I'm lined up. Is that lined up? Okay, yeah, seems to be. Okay. Let me grab my drill and just re-tap that hole. There's a reason I do that. I will explain it so Terry gets it. So what I do is I tap this hole every time I use that guy. Why do I do that? Because I want this pin underneath here to fit into the base that supports the top piece, and it sits right down in and flush. And once I get it flush, I can then cut that circle, mark it and see where we're placed. I think that's bang on. It is. Okay, we're good to go. So I'm just going to plug that guy in now and do our thing. Grab our cable, grab our power. Power! Where is the power? Yeah. Okay. Plug this guy in. And away we go. What's wrong with this thing? I've got a problem with the power. Hang on. Power, power, power. What happened there? Oh, there we go. Okay, that should work. Okay, something not quite right there. Let me just see if I can get that gliding. Gone too far. inside, so it doesn't matter. We haven't done any damage. I misplaced that. Try again. Right there. Okay. That should be better. That's exactly where I want it. Okay, cool. Okay, now that we've marked that, and I know where the blade's going to go, I'm going to use my sharp blade, my handheld cutter, this one here, and I'm going to finish it off by hand. If I can. It's a little bit on the deep side. Yeah, I might just use that. I might just continue with this guy. I'll just go a little bit deeper, and that will allow me to cut it further. So I need to adjust the head on this slightly. And then I'll cut the rest of that out. Damn it. So tight. I'll loosen this chuck here. Give me a sec. I've got to get my pliers. It's really heated up and it's stuck in there. So let's use these guys. There we go. Just going to draw that out a little bit further. That gives me a little bit more leeway to cut down through there. It's about 1/8 of an inch thick. Ooh. Okay, let's try again. Now, I need to adjust this height. So, get this guy in there like so. Okay, that's there. burning it a little bit. Let's drop this down a bit to there. Seems to be slipping a little bit, so I'm going to just adjust it. Oh yeah, that's slipped way out. Let me just adjust this a little bit more. Try that. We're almost through. We are actually through. We're actually through, so we're just about there. Just got to go through all the way up crown, and then we're going to sand that flat, and then we'll be good. Okay. Got to be steady. Got to go steady, nice and steady, not too flat stick. Okay, that's good. Do the shallow side on this side. Almost there. I see daylight. Good. Let's see if I can manipulate that now with a blade. It's no good. Try again. Keep going, little bit by little bit, just to keep it on track. Almost there. Almost there. there now. It's very fibrous, so I've got to be very gentle with it. Nearly there. Nearly there. Do it from the back as well, just to score it. There we go. And we break through. Once we break through, we'll sand it and get that edge right, and it will neaten that right up. Whoops. Nearly there. Last little bit. Ta-da! Just got to clean it up now. Grab our sandpaper, get all those rough edges off there. Knife. I need to cut something. There's a little bit of fibre that didn't cut clean. It's a bit sprayed, but I'll sand that back and that'll be fine. I'll sand that off on the sander. Let me just do that quickly. There we go. Mostly neat. I just need to now sand that edge and get that cleaned up. Round it over. Let's put some colour on there. See what that looks like. Where is that spirit? Here we go. Yeah, it does. It's got a little bit of glue up there. That's okay. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix that up. That'll clean up once I sand it. I'm just going to give you a little look at what that looks like. There you go. It's not too bad. Just got to smooth that little edge out. I'm going to work on that after the stream. And then what we're in position to do now is start working out where the blocks are going on the back here. So I need to get this hole cleaned up first so that I get the edges easily worked before I put any bracing on. So all I'm going to do is just round that over. Ever so lightly take the edges off that. Like that. So. So. And of course the front. Get all the fibres off there. And I've got a lot of sanding to do in here. Now don't worry about that plate thing there. You won't see that because the fretboard's going over that part of the circle. So the bit of glue mark there, it doesn't matter if it doesn't come out, but there's a couple of little spots here that I need to clean up, which I will be doing. But most of it is looking pretty good. All I've got to do now is work on getting that even. Where there's a few little bumps, iron them out. So. There we go. It's looking better already. And now we can start on measuring out where this is going to go, but we don't have time to do that today. So we've got the back braced up. We've got this guy glued in, hole cut out. Going to neaten that up a little bit. What's left is now we need to start getting our Queensland maple braces in here. And we need basically 2 big cross braces. So we need one across there, right to the edge of that, like that. We need another one across here, like so. There'll be a main brace at the top here, like so. And it'll be a little bit thicker. There's going to be a neck block just there, tail block down here. Down here we're going to have 2 ribs there and there. We're going to have 2 long ribs here and here, slightly staggered, and one little one in there. So that's going to look like this. There's going to be one across there. There's going to be 2 there. 2 there. 2 there. In here, there's going to be a, sorry, that brace is going to go like that. And then another one here. There's going to be a block in here, shaped for the bridge pins. And that block is going to be about 3 or 4 millimeters, just over 1/8 of an inch. Just to support that bridge area, you're going to have those holes coming through there where the strings feed through. And you're going to have, sorry, we did say there's 2 braces coming down here like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, big one up there. 2 major ones all the way down from the top here, right down into there. And we'll do that next time we're online. Whew, it's hot here today. It's about 35 degrees outside. Look at this. I'm sweating like a camel in the middle of a sandstorm. Why do I make acoustic guitars? That seems hard. Yes, it is. The wood type is important for the bracing. So with this particular combination, so if you use things like maple, really hard woods, you get a lot of brightness. If you use mahogany or Queensland maple, you get a nice warmer, still get the brights, but you get a warmer mids. You get some mids coming through. These are Queensland maple. They go really, really well with Huon pine. They are slightly harder than, this is a softwood. These are classed as a hardwood, but a soft hardwood. This is a little bit harder than the softwood top, but what happens is this will brace this and support, stiffen it up nicely. It will also work well with a chisel, so we can voice it correctly by taking off, shaving elements off the bars and the beams to get enough vibration without overdoing it. There's 3 resonances or 3 frequencies that will overlap when you tap. And the idea of voicing bunya pine, that's the one. The idea of voicing a top and a back is obviously to give it the most abundant range of dynamics. And if you can get 2 or 3 or 4 different distinct tones, in other words, it could be all around in the same key of G or G sharp, but if it's around the G, and we will put a tuner on it and we will test it, and as you shave more off, it changes the pitch of the instrument. But the idea is to get whole notes that resonate beautifully and variety of color. And that'll give you a really, really good response when you've got things like, your bronze wound strings, the gauges of the strings. Now, I generally go light on an acoustic, not too heavy, just an ordinary acoustic. But it's important to get at least 3 sounds. I try and get 3 different. See, at the moment, all you hear is a dull thud. What we'll do is when we brace it up, it'll give it that ability to carry that sound evenly across the surface. And then we'll be able to, It's all about the same now, but once we put braces in there, it will impact the tone. So Queensland maple is what I use with bunya pine. Queensland maple is also good on the back of that blackwood, which is the back and the sides. It's a go-to for Australian-made guitars. Maton use this very, very combination that I'm using: bunya pine top, Queensland maple bracing, and blackwood sides and back with a blackwood neck. Exactly identical, almost identical. And I didn't even look up the parts list of a particular model, but there is a model that Maton make. It's very similar to this in terms of the materials used, and they make a beautiful tone. So we're going to do that next time we're back. But until then, guys, I'm going to call it quits there. Thank you very much. This is me catch up with the chat. Dana, thank you for the 100 bits earlier on. Sol Blazer, thank you for the follow. That was earlier on last month. Dana's not actually here today. That was an earlier 100 bits, but thank you. Maui Lin with the community gift sub. And a resub as well. Grey Dog and Shooter as well, resub. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your support. Rage. Shooter's in the house. Back again. Tom, you're very welcome, my friend. Keep the questions coming. I love it. A curious mind. Rosette has extra glue on it. Yeah. Ha! You need to get your spindle sander. That would make it. Oh, I found a spindle sander, Rage. I've actually got one that's handheld. It's got a hand and it's got a drill attachment, and I've got that on my drill at the moment. That's how I did that hole, just then neatened it up. I found a nice big 3-phase vintage 600 or 2-foot diameter disc sander, vertical disc on a flat bed. So this big disc, and on the back of it, it's got a spindle, about an 8-inch spindle that drives up and down. So that's going to be awesome. And I've just got to go and get the trailer and go and pick it up from a guy about 50 miles from my place. He's giving it away, which is great. It's a 40 or 50-year-old unit, but you can't go wrong. It's got a 415 volt 3-phase motor. We've got our single phase is 250 or 240 here in Australia. I've actually got 3-phase in my place as well, but I don't want to run another line from the board. So what I'm going to do is just use an inverter and just invert that signal, and it's good enough to run. It spins really fast. It's a powerful motor. That's going to be awesome. That's going to sand bodies and edges and necks and things like so quickly. And I've got a big vac coming in too to take care of all the dust that's going to come off that as well. So I've got a little bit of work to do in that other room as well. But anyway, that's for another time. Hopefully in a week or two, just after Christmas, I should have that unit in there. We might even go for a little look through it and use it and just explain how it works and stuff. But I'm looking forward to that unit. It's going to make spindle sanding a lot easier. No 3 phases in US houses. Yeah, we've got them here in Australia. They run our air conditioning units. They did make them better back then, Tom. They were awesome. I'll try and get the brand name. I think it's an American unit. So, yeah, they're cool. But anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate your time. Be good. Take care. I'll see you in a few days. I'm gonna definitely be here. I've got another week. Sorry, this week's my last week of work in my other job, my day job. Then I'll probably stream back on Monday, and I will stream probably more frequently after Christmas. I've got my son coming up on Christmas Eve. We're doing Christmas Eve at my place. Then we're going to other family and friends on on the Christmas Day. And my son goes back straight away. He's in pre-season at the moment at a new club in Tasmania still. But he's gone to, I think, the second highest ranked club from one of the bottom teams that he was introduced to in that comp last year. He's been scouted and poached, I guess not poached, but asked to come along for a transfer. So he looks like a new contract at a new club. So anyway, he's going to come up for a couple of days. Then he has to rush back. But after that, after Boxing Day, I'll probably be streaming 2 or 3 days a week for at least a couple of weeks. I've got 2 weeks off my day job, so I will catch you then. All right, guys, I'll leave it there. Be good. Take care of yourselves. Have a Merry Christmas and a great Boxing Day and a great Christmas Eve. And I hope you sing carols, and I hope you drink eggnog, and I hope you get drunk, and I hope you have a good feed with family and friends. Take it easy. Be safe, and take care of yourselves. And I look forward to seeing you after Christmas. I'll be back then. See you later on. Bye for now.